So Paschimottanasana, or seated forward fold, translates as west side stretching pose. So the back side of your body is the west side, front side being the east side. Oops, let me get my strap. All right, so in beginning classes, and actually even in more advanced classes, I almost always teach this pose with a strap because it just really helps to encourage people to keep a lift and a forward motion in their fold rather than a downward motion. Because most people, when you go to forward fold, they want to get their head to their knee for some reason. And what we really want to think more about is getting our chin past our toes. So forward folding, not downward folding. And so a really great way to teach it is taking the strap, wrap it around the balls of your feet so your legs are together, feet are flexed, legs are very active here. And wrap that strap around your wrist so you've got a nice grip. Hug the elbows in, pull the belly in and up. And then again, we're hinging from the hips, so we're not folding from the center of the spine, it doesn't move that way. But hinging from the hips, pulling the abdomen towards the thighs and looking out past the toes. And so if you can get yourself and or your students into this position, keeping that nice relaxed neck and shoulders, straight spine, activated legs, lifted heart, then if it's easily accessible to reach the feet at that point, they could let go of the strap. I'm just taking a few deep breaths here, inhaling and lengthening the spine, exhaling, maybe folding just a little bit deeper. And you can do that a few times. You can guide them or just sort of let them move at their own pace. And then to come out, I like to bring the arms in line with the ears, engage the core, and use that to lift all the way back up and release the fingertips down. So another way that you can teach this pose, and it's really personal preference. I actually just learned this way in the last couple of months. The other way is bending the knees and taking hold of the outside of the feet. So for me, I have to go inside of the knees in order to do that. It's going to really depend on how your people are built. But grabbing the feet or even the big toes and keeping the belly or the torso on the thighs, and then straightening the legs without losing that contact of the belly on the thighs. And so this is another great way to teach that alignment of keeping the belly towards the thighs and the gaze past the toes. And then they only go so far as they can, keeping that belly in contact. When it starts to lift off of the thighs, that's their cue to stop. And so that's really working more with releasing the low back. So we've taken the hamstrings out of it, but then we can slowly start to lengthen the hamstrings as we straighten the legs. So it's just really a different approach to the pose. Any variation is going to stretch the back of your legs as well as the low back, the shoulders, and maybe even a little bit into the neck. So if you just think about, there's a string from the crown of your head all the way down through your body and out down each of your legs. So whichever way you're pulling, you're stretching everything that runs along that line. So Paschimottanasana, seated forward fold, west side stretching pose.